Well, welcome to another happy hour with Mike and Kim.
Hi there. We're back.
What do you think of what I've got on the bar top tonight?
Well, it looks like a flock of geese flying away for the winter.
I couldn't fit them all the way across, but guess what? Tonight we have, they're all bourbons, 10 bourbons, and Kim has to drink them in 2 minutes.
Yeah, that didn't happen.
I'm kidding. Well, obviously, Kim's not going to be drinking this in 2 minutes.
Maybe not even 3.
But we are going to be drinking all 10, but we will be sharing them. Each shot glass has about 3/4 of an ounce of 10 bourbons. And why 10? Because I decided to dedicate this show to what I think is the 10 best bourbons under $50. What gave me the idea about this show, we did a, well, actually, by the time you see this, it will be out, but we did a podcast with Sprayberry Bottle Shop, and one of the things they were telling us about, one of the trends that you'll see on the show, was about bourbons under $50 are really hot right now, really clearing off the shelves. So I figured I'd come up with the 10 best bourbons under 50. Now, they're not the 10 my favorite bourbons under 50. They're actually, a couple of them are not in my top 10, but I looked at them from what my friends drink, from what my viewers drink, from what I drink, and I think in my collection, these are the 10 best bourbons, and they all can be had for under $50, not including sales tax.
So they're all under 50. So these are your best 10 under 50.
Best 10 bourbons under 50.
Or at 50. Yeah.
Or at 50, yeah. There a lot of them are like $49.99, and then a few of them are actually value bourbons, but they're all great bourbons. I did this list like 4 times before I got what I wanted on it, because at first it was like my favorite 10, and they weren't all under 50. Like, why, that won't do. So I kept redoing it, and I thought, like, well, this one's not my favorite, but I know it's a favorite amongst my viewers. So this is going to be a little different show. It's not Mike's 10, it's the best 10. So Kim doesn't know which ones are which, and I'm not going to tell her until she tastes it. So the glasses are all marked 10 through 1, 10 to 1, and I'm going to hand her a glass, and she's going to tell me, she's got a little card over here that says,
a test.
It's kind of a test. She, you know, we always talk about...
What did I get myself into?
We always talk about whether she likes anything neat, and rarely she does, but she likes a lot of them in a cocktail.
Sure.
And some of them she doesn't like. I don't like this at all. Remember that show? I don't like this one at all. So she's got 3 choices on all 10: neat, cocktail, or dump. Meaning like, no, I'm not drinking this, period.
What I think is really interesting, I'm sitting here looking at this, and it's like these two are very light. They look like beer. Or actually, they look lighter than some of the beers I've seen. And then this one is like syrup color. I mean, it's just...
Well, I'm going to let you taste it. Write down your result, or tell us what your result is, and then I'll tell you which one, and the bottles are over here, I'll tell you which one it is, and we'll just line them across the bar top here, and then at the end, I'll tell you which one is my favorite of the 10. So, we're going to start off with glass number 10.
Oh, we're going to start way over there.
Yep. And we have to share it, so don't knock it all back at one time.
No worries.
No worries.
No worries. And you know how bad I am about this, not being able to tell one from the other.
Well, it's really just, does she like them?
And the first one's going to be the hardest.
Don't look at my list over here.
I drink that in a cocktail.
You would drink this in a cocktail.
So that's number 10?
That's number 10.
Okay.
It is...
let me tell you what I think about it really really quickly. It's a little strong, I think, or a little sharp, but it's got a good flavor to it. So I think in a cocktail, it would really shine through.
Well, it actually is a good cocktail bourbon and a good wheated bourbon. Kim, if you'll hand me the bottle closest to you.
This one?
That one.
Okay.
Number 10 is the Maker's Mark Cask Strength. It is 110, so it's a little proofy for what you like. Oh, and I have 2 bottles over here. I'll talk when we get through. Why are they on the bar top over here and not over there? I'll let you know.
Okay.
So, let me taste it.
They may just have to roll us out when we're done.
I really should have tasted it before you did. I'm going to taste it and pass it to you. That way my germs go with it. So number 9 on the bar top.
I like the way you have to cheat.
This one's interesting.
You're cheating.
Yeah, I am cheating.
It's like communion.
You're not going to like this one.
It's like communion, just passing a couple on.
It's not very proofy, but you're not going to like it.
Kind of tastes like a tree.
Kind of tastes like a tree.
I don't know. It just is. It has that. Just not a good taste for me. So I'm going to say that's a dump.
Okay. If you, and I'll tell you right or left, and I'll take a number in. You'll take the second one on the right, going back.
Oh, I've tasted that before and I didn't like it.
Yeah, number 9 is the Jack Daniel's Single Barrel Select. It is 94 proof. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, $39.99 is what I paid for this Maker's Mark. I generally see it right around $40, so plus or minus.
I could spend $40 better.
This one is right at $49.99.
Definitely better.
Sometimes I see it over 50, but I can find it for
It's
under 50.
got a pretty bottle though.
It's a beautiful bottle.
Yeah.
Okay. So number 8 would not normally be in my top 10, but I know it's on a lot of people's top 10, and there's a reason for that. And it has to do with the mash bill.
I have a feeling that by the time we get to this one over here, it's going to be great.
Oh, it will be.
Ooh. That one's not really any better than the other one. I don't
This
care
one is.
That one's that.
This has got a high rye content,
Yeah.
and it's why I typically don't pick it, or wouldn't normally be in my top 10. But I know pretty much it's on a lot of people's top 10, and for $46.99, it deserved to be on that list. It is
Russell's
the
Reserve. No.
second one back on the right.
This one.
No, I said second.
This one.
Well, no, you had your hand on
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
I'm second from you going back towards it.
Yeah. No.
This is the Four Roses single barrel, the standard single barrel, not the limited release. It's 100 proof, but as I remember it, it's the OBSK, which is the high rye. It's like 30-something% rye, and it's why I like the OE series better, because the OE series is a lower rye. So we'll put that one up there. That is
Don't buy me that for Christmas.
number 8. Yeah, $46.99.
Yeah.
Now number 7, I think you'll like. It's got a nice aroma to it.
You know what he is? He's my food taster. He's tasted it to make sure it's not poisoned.
Some of these I haven't tasted in a while, so when I'm talking about them, going like, I want to like, yeah, I haven't tasted this one in months. I originally bought it. In fact, I have a backup of this one, and I forgot how good it is. It really is good, and it's a fabulous price, and it's under 50. So this is a neat cocktail or a dump?
I'm a little confused because the first sip was really good. Second sip was really strong. So let's do a tiebreaker.
This is only 90 proof, so you may be getting the effect of a previous one.
I might would drink that one.
So this is a neat.
I think this might be a neat.
Well, you're going to like the result of this.
This is 7.
Because this is one that you like.
It's the Cooper's Craft.
Nope.
It's
one
the
on
Green
left.
River.
It is the Green River Weeded Bourbon. Now
I know it's good in a cocktail.
I thought about putting the foolproof in the lineup, but this weeded is such a standard as far as what bourbon lovers and weeded bourbons lovers like. Yeah, you're just going to drink some more of it. So even though I do like the foolproof, I think this one definitely is in the top 10 bourbons under $50. And what did I pay for this? $39.99. Such a great value, and they're actually owned now by Bardstown. I think they still produce their own distillate, but they are in that Bardstown family now.
Okay.
You like that? Number 5.
We're on 6.
Oh, are we? Oh, okay. Number 6. This one, I think you'll be surprised when you taste it because you always, well, I don't want to give it away.
How do I get myself into these situations?
That is good. For the money, it's got to be one of the more flavorful and richer and slightly sweet bourbons I have.
This is sweet.
Yeah, it's sweet. It's sweet for a bourbon.
I'd put that in a cocktail.
Well, actually,
Yeah, I don't know.
you put this in a cocktail.
Yeah, I don't think I'd want it neat. It's a little tart.
But you know you put it in a cocktail several times. I'm probably dozens of times. Can you guess which one it is?
Well, then it's got to be one of the 2 of these over here.
It's the first one on the right.
The Cooper's Craft. It just seems awfully strong tonight.
Cooper, well, it's 100. So Cooper's Craft Barrel Reserve. You came from 90, you went back up to 100. Mm-hmm. There's 2 different Coopers out there. One has a cork, one has a screw top. There's nothing wrong with the screw top, but this Cooper's Craft Barrel Reserve at 100 proof is typically right around. I paid $30.99. And
I enjoy it in a cocktail.
It's probably what, other than Buffalo Trace, we probably put this in cocktails more than any other drink, except for my old fashions. I'm very picky about my old fashions, but any other bourbon cocktail, yeah. And I got a backup of it.
Sorry, I gotta move my leg.
That's all right.
Oh.
Well, you gotten through 5 and you haven't fallen over yet.
Can't get my leg through here.
I don't.
Okay.
We're not doing too bad on time. I see the clock up there.
Okay.
All right.
Woo!
Number 5. I'm not sure number 5 you've ever tasted before. I was thrilled when I first tasted this one and raved about it on the YouTube.
On the YouTube?
On the YouTube.
Now you sound like an old person. On the YouTube.
I predict you're not going to like this one. I like it.
I like the way it smells.
In its category, it's my second favorite right now. Glad you brought some water up. Gotta cleanse the palate.
I'm gonna say I don't like that one.
It's a dump?
Yeah.
I kind of predicted it might be a dump.
And when I was sipping it, it did something I've never really experienced before. You know, a lot of times you'll kind of hold it in your mouth to see what you smell from inside, not from outside. And it kind of went, the vapor kind of went up in my sinus a bit.
I'm glad I didn't tell you a joke. You would have spit it out your nostrils.
Just the vapor, not the liquid.
Vapor.
And it was, it reminded me a lot of the one I said tasted like a tree.
This one is a little savory.
Yes,
so,
definitely.
Definitely more earthy.
Definitely.
It would be the tall bottle on the left at the back.
Yeah, I remember tasting this when
I first got
brought
it.
it home.
This is the New Riff Bottled in Bond. It's 100 proof. It's my second favorite bottled in bond at the moment. You probably know what my favorite bottled in bond is, but right now, I bought this for $42.99, and generally $42, $44, definitely under. I've never seen it over $50 in any of the bottle shops that I go to. We're running out of room here, so I'm going to put this here.
We can put it over here. Can I put it over here?
Okay. Excuse me.
I think it'll be.
Now, number 4 will surprise people because they'll go like, Mike, I thought you hated that stuff. I never said I hated it. I just wasn't a fan of it. And some of the other bourbons from its parent company I like better.
Now, the only one, I've only really heard you say you hated one. And that
Hopefully it's not this one.
What is that? No, I know it's not, because that one that you truly disliked, you gave to me, and I am creating something for the holidays with it.
Oh yeah, that was
So
the.
don't stay. I want it to be a secret because we're gonna.
Yeah.
We're gonna do that.
I did give you a whole bottle of bourbon. It was a tall bottle, wasn't it?
No, this was a short bottle.
I don't remember which one it was. I guess I'll be surprised too. All right, number 4 on my list will surprise you. I it didn't get to my list till the last list I made, and I said, like, this is really popular amongst my viewers. I'm going to taste it again. I hadn't tasted it in almost a year. That's how long, because I didn't like it the first time. Mm-hmm. And guess what?
I liked it better.
Now I like it.
Well, you're.
I like it. Well, I wouldn't taste my top 5,
yeah.
But it is a completely different. My palate has changed, and it's completely different than I remember. And I thought, this is in the 10 best.
Yeah. Well, just think about when you're a kid, the things you like to eat. And then by the time you reach adulthood, some of the things you would have never touched as a kid, you like.
Yeah.
Same, I'm sure, same with bourbons.
Now, I can tell you, when I first got into bourbon, I really was only going towards the sweeter ones. This one is really not sweet at all, but it has a good flavor to it. It's just not sweet. If you're coming to it for sweet, it's not. But if you're coming to it for age, it is. It's 10 years old. It's a good 10-year. And people are going, I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking. You think it's from Buffalo Trace, don't you?
I think I was going to say dump it. It does have a kind of an unusual taste to it, but it's just not mine.
If you will get the on the left, second one back.
Oh.
This will
surprise you. I'm breathing
you.
like a dragon now. Oops, you got it?
Russell's Reserve 10-year. Their regular 10-year you can find. And at first I thought, well, this isn't under $50. This is like 2 years old. And I can now buy it for $48.99 at Total Wine. So I think maybe I paid over $50 for it at the time. But I'm looking at, what is it today? Have I bought it recently, or can I buy it now for under $50? And you can, $48.99. It definitely deserved to be on the 10 best.
So I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit and ask you a question. Is this an anomaly with bourbons coming down in price? Are you seeing that on a few? This is the only one you've seen like that?
I don't know that. I think some of them have as the market's gotten fuller, they've come down a little bit. But also, I wasn't very savvy when I first got into bourbon of where I was shopping.
Okay.
And sometimes I shop places that I no
were
longer
over.
shop
Yeah.
that were expensive. I won't tell you that I never buy things from Total Wine anymore, but I have found my local bottle shops to compete head-to-head with Total Wine most every day of the week, and I support them over some big place with some corporation that's
Sure.
in another country or something.
And then sometimes you have situations where the bottle shop, for whatever their justification is just overpricing something.
Now I knew I could get this under $60, but I was surprised because I tasted it going like, man, that's a lot better than I remember. So I said, well, I have no idea what I paid for it, and it would have been almost 2 years ago. And so I went on I've got a little Total Wine app to keep track of just prices that come out on things. And in stock, $48.99. I'm going like, well, damn, it's on the list. So yeah, that surprise, I did not expect that to come on the list. There's ones, and we're going to show you two at the end here, that could have made the list, but there are reasons it did not.
Okay.
So
number three.
Number three.
Ooh. This is one of the darker ones.
Yeah, and there's a reason for this because it's barreled twice. That won't help her. Now you might know, but it's barreled twice. No, I love the smell of it.
It looks enticing. A darker bourbon always looks richer.
Very rich. I always wish there was just a slight bit sweeter, but
I like the way that smells.
I typically wouldn't use this bourbon in an old fashioned, but I think it probably would make a killer old fashioned if you did.
Again, we're going in with that tree taste.
Oh, well, there's a reason for it. It's double oaked.
I think I might do that in a cocktail.
It's aged normally, and then they put it in another oak barrel. I don't know if it's usually could be charred, could be toasted. I don't remember which, but it is double oak, so it's definitely got a more oak profile to it. But it's the standard when it comes to double oaks. I mean, are there better double oaks out there? I think there are, but it is the standard that most double oaks are judged by, and that would be the one over there. The people will recognize
so
above.
heavy.
Yeah.
And talking about a cocktail, I think I would put it in a what would we call it? A substantial cocktail, something with a lot of flavor or a lot of ingredients, not just ginger ale. Something with a little bit more to it, because it is a very strong flavor.
It's too heavy.
It's very
This is, so I can put it down. This is the Woodford Reserve Double Oaked. You find that you can get this everywhere. Now, I will tell you some bottle shops sell it over 50, but shop around. I do see it under 50, and I paid, not too long ago, I paid $48.99 for that one. And it was it may have been a Total Wine deal, but either way, $48.99 is what I paid for it, and there's not a whole lot of double oaks you can get under $50, unfortunately. When you go up to 60, there's quite a few. When you go up to 70, quite a few more. But it's generally pretty hard to find a double oaked under $50, and that one you can't go wrong with. So what did you say on that? That was a
cocktail.
Cocktail? Yeah, I would make an excellent cocktail.
Yeah, maybe like with some Coke or some orange juice.
We're running out of bottles over here, aren't we? All right.
Number two.
Number two is one of my early favorites. I had this, not this particular bottle, but I was interested in this line of bourbons before I even started the channel. Cheers. Oh, that's good. It is a little spicy, some pepper on the tongue right as you get it, and your tingles the lips a little bit.
Yes, it does.
It's only 100 proof, and it is a bottled in bond.
burning my tongue.
Yeah, I got it tingles right there.
And it's still burning the tongue.
And it's from one of the older distilleries, one of the really big names. In fact, they've got a line of bourbon they call Whiskey Row. So you know which one that is?
Yes, I do. And I think I'd put that, I think I might try it in a cocktail. I don't think I'd like it, but I might. I might just dump it. And you know what? I think I bought this for you, didn't I?
You did. Maybe for my birthday.
Uh-huh.
Old Forester 1897. This was bottled and bond at 100 proof. And I hear it out. Well, Mike, why didn't you drag out the 1910 or the 1920? Because I set a top line of $50, and my 1910s and 1920s and my other Old Foresters are usually over $50. And I checked the price just yesterday. Those other Old Foresters, including the 1910, were over $50. So this just made it in. This was $49.99, and I just saw it the other day. I can still get this for $49.99. Now, I know a lot of people, it's not their favorite Old Forester, but if you've tried this, I promise you it'll be one of your favorites. It is my favorite Old Forester, hands down. I love the 1910. 1920 comes in third, but first place is my 1897.
And I've tried that 1920. I don't like it.
It's
too strong.
It's a little, yeah.
It's powerful bourbon.
It's very good if you put it in a cocktail, but I don't. It's really too good of a bourbon for me as a cocktail bourbon. So, but 1897, neat, over the rocks, whatever. It's always a good pour.
We got one left.
We got one left.
Ooh, we made it.
All right. This one I don't want to say too much about because people will guess right, and they may, because they haven't seen it on the bar top yet, they may have already guessed which one is left. Oh, that's good. That is so good. I've loved that since the first time I drank it. I've got, I know at least 2 more somewhere. It rarely goes on sale, and for a time it was hard to find. I don't know why this particular one was hard to find. Now I see it everywhere, and it's got a sister. We'll explain that. It also is a bottled and bond, so it's 100 proof.
I'm tempted to, no, I can't do it. Cocktail.
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 Will you grab that last bottle for me?
That would be like knock your socks off cocktail.
My favorite bottled and bond, not my favorite weeder, mind you, but it is a weeded bourbon. And one of my favorite Bardstown's, the Bardstown Origin Black Label, bottled and bond, 100 proof. I can find it everywhere for right at $49. If you're seeing it higher, I would say just go to another bottle shop because Bardstown does such a great job of getting their distribution out to people, and you can find these at $49 most places. Now, if you live in, I don't know, Guacamole.
Guacamole?
Well, there could be a country called Guacamole. If you live overseas or you live outside the continental U.S., then yeah, obviously. You live in Canada, I'm sorry, Canadian, you got Crown Royal. You don't need this stuff.
Right.
But that is...
because it comes in all flavors now.
$49.99, and every time I bought it, it's always been $49.99. I don't know if it's price controls, but they just do a great job. $49.99, and I never see it on sale. So that is the 10 best bourbons under 50, but I had 2 honorable mentions. I probably should have started off with them, but they are honorable mentions, and you're probably wondering why they weren't in these 10. The first one the early times bottled and bond, and believe it or not, this is a liter size, so it's not 750, it's a whole liter.
How come I didn't get a taste of this?
Because we didn't, it's not in the tin.
Okay.
It's an honorable mention. The reason I did not put this currently in the top 10 is because I can't find it anymore. As you may have known, it was Sazerac bought the rights to it in whatever juice they had from Brown-Forman, and they've been bottling it with the blue cap. You might remember the black cap. We've actually talked about it on this show. But so it's, I guess, basically out of production because Sazerac's getting ready to put their own juice. They've been aging for a while. And they are coming out, and I've seen some bottle designs. I'm not sure if they're true or not, but right now in my area, I cannot find the early times, and it's always been one of the best values in bourbon, period. So when it comes back, we'll try it. It may sneak itself back into the top 10. If it had been available, if I'd seen it in the last couple months, it would have been in that top 10. So
I like the way it smells.
Oh yeah,
I think I've had it in a cocktail.
It's a lot like Old Forester. It's a lot like Cooper's Craft. A lot of that same mash. I don't know if it's the same mash, but a lot of those same flavors come across. The other honorable mention is brand new on the market. It's this Bardstown. This is the high wheat. It's another Origin series, kind of like the Black Label. It's a high wheat. It's got like, I don't know, 36%.
Here, I can see better.
Tell me how much wheat is in there.
Wheat is 39%.
39% wheat. It's like the highest wheat bourbon you can find right now.
And no rye.
And no rye. Yeah, what is a wheated bourbon? It's one of my current favorites, but I haven't had it long enough that I can truly say this is one of the best. This is in the top 10. I think next time I do this, next year, it'll probably be there. And it could knock out this guy. But right now it's an honorable mention because it is out there. It is $49.99 is its list price. If you see it on the shelf, buy it. If you don't like it, I'll send you my address and you can ship it to me. This stuff is wonderful and it deserved a place on our honorable mention. So that's the 10. I will tell you, I won't rank all these in like, oh, this first through whatever. I like all these, but right now the Bardstown Black Label Origin is my favorite of the 10. I'm sure you guys have some favorites.
Well, I guess my favorite is the 7. What's the 7?
The Green River.
Yeah, I guess that was my favorite.
So that would be this one right here.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
This is the third time she's gone back to that glass, by the way. So we went a little long tonight. I apologize for it, but we wanted to.
We had 10 bourbons.
We did have 10 bourbons, and we wanted to tell you about it and make it interesting. And if you only had, think about this, if you had $500 and that's all you had to stock your bar, you could have 10 of some of the finest bourbons on the planet.
You could drink for a long time or have a big party.
Think about it. $500 would get you all 10 of these bourbons.
That's a lot of bourbon.
A lot of great bourbon.
A lot of good opportunity for bourbons given today's market.
So, all readily available. Nothing allocated that I know of. You should be able to find all these, hopefully. If you can't, let me know, and I'll let you know where I find mine at. Maybe that'll help. So, we appreciate you coming along, Kim, for another surprise. And I really would have liked to see you drink all 10 of those whiskeys in 2 minutes. That would have been a lot of fun. Wouldn't you guys like to see that?
No.
Yeah, vote for that. Maybe we'll try that next time.
We're not doing that. No.
So, we'll see. Well, I could take any of these things. I'm just going to take the makers on the end here, number 10. So, we hope you like this video. We'll comment and share. And come back next Thursday for another happy hour with Mike and Kim. Cheers, Kim. Cheers. See you next time.